wanted to talk about common misconceptions that people have about public speaking. I have heard many things over the decades I've been teaching communication and working with clients, and I just wanted to dispel some of those myths that people have. And so, one of the major myths that people have about public speaking is that you definitely have to be born a great speaker. Like it's something that you just have it or you don't. And that is not the case. It is an art form like any other art form, whether it's music, whether it's singing, different things. Yes, you can have some natural ability, but it takes practice and work, and you have to work at it. And even if you don't think you were born with natural ability, it is a skill that can be learned, like writing, like other things that are skills that you can learn, but it is also an art form as well. And it can be well, not perfected, but you can definitely increase your level of ability over time as you practice. And so practice does make, doesn't make perfect, but it does make permanent. So you can have those skills permanently, but definitely it can be learned. Another misconception is that they are the only ones that are afraid to speak. Like no one else feels this, that great speakers, they don't have this nervousness. And that is not true. There are great speakers that admit to having some level of nervousness. There are studies on whether it's business executives, like 80% have some level of nervousness regarding public speaking. And just in general, a Gallup poll shows that almost 70% of Americans have some level of fear in regard to public speaking. So it's very, very, very common. And know that it doesn't have to be like fear doesn't have to be something that holds you back. It actually can be something that propels you forward. And, that adrenaline that you feel, that rush that you feel from that can actually propel you to be a great speaker. It doesn't have to be something that cripples you. It can if it becomes overwhelming and you allow it to consume you, but it can also push you forward, and learning how to manage that. And I, work with clients on ways to manage their anxieties, but definitely it's something that is very common, and you can speak through it. And as long as nobody knows, like they can't see your butterflies in your stomach or your hands sweating, if you don't let them know, then they'll never know. And you can still give a great delivery. And the last misconception that many people have is that you have to be a celebrity. Like you have to be someone famous, you have to have done something spectacular. And that is not the case. I am none of those things. And yet I am a paid speaker and have been for many years. But it's not just about, your fame. It's about your content and the story you have to share, or the expertise and the knowledge that you have to give. And people who need that or have a problem and you can solve it will pay you to, share that with them. And so definitely you're not disqualified if you think that you have to have done something amazing, to be in order to be a paid speaker. And that's just not the case. That you can, definitely make a living, which I am, off of the knowledge, expertise, and the ability to share your story in a way that relates. And people will relate to you a lot more from being an everyday person and not someone famous. So that's my Monday motivation for this week. I hope it was helpful for you. I think I'm gonna have to do part two. So stay tuned for next week, and I will see you then. It's Dr. Tonia. Take care.